I know we're coming to the end. Is it possible for me, Linda and Molly and Charlie, just to do one more little sort of thing okay. And let me just bring it to a close with sort of a call to action. And, Linda referenced, my own journey here, where I was a insider political guy and been inside doing this for over 30 years full time, and ran a think tank that was in essence what I ran was a private think tank for the Democratic Party that developed with long-term strategy around demography and campaign tactics and issues, the economy and so on. I was very close to Obama and I know Joe Biden very well. And so I've been doing this for a long time, but my audience was about 1,000 people, right? So I didn't have a huge public profile. I was on TV for years, for 17 years, but I was on Fox. So none of you probably saw me there. I was not paid, by the way. It was all done and it's one of the reasons I know a lot about them, because I actually was on TV with them for a long time. And then I had this journey I've been on with all of you for the last couple of years, which has been really, to me, arguably the most gratifying and fun thing I've done, other than the Clinton victory in '92, right? In my career. And I'm very grateful that all of you are giving me this opportunity. But I wanted you to know at the core of why it is I'm doing this, right? This is Linda, this is what you were getting at earlier. I'm doing this because when I sort of think about how to answer that question, I'm doing this because of the Four Freedom speech that FDR gave in 1941. And Joe Biden began his speech for the State of the Union talking about this speech. And what I'm about to do and what I'm about to talk about is stuff I've been talking about and writing about for years. So it was gratifying for me to hear Joe Biden start his speech by talking about the same speech that I talk about all the time, because the Four Freedom speech is the most important political speech probably ever given in American English. Because what FDR did in January 1941 is that he laid out a vision of the world that wasn't based on dominion or autocracy, but around freedom. And at that moment, freedom became the foundational value of the modern Democratic Party. And we'll come back to that in a minute. And the four freedoms became, which are freedom of, I always get this wrong, by the way, despite I talk about it all the time, is that freedom of want, freedom of fear, freedom from want, freedom from fear, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, right? So those elegant, simple freedoms became the basis of the Atlantic Charter in 1942, which began the alliance that won the World War II. They became the foundation of the UN Charter, negotiated out in San Francisco, by the way, in 1945. They became the foundation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, negotiated by Eleanor Roosevelt in 1948. And these four freedoms became the foundation of the entire modern world, right? The entire understanding of what the world was to become after World War II, was built upon these four freedoms. And that world that FDR imagined for all of us has created a golden age in human history. There's never been a better time to be alive or pursue your dreams than in this period since the end of World War II, this Pax Americana, this global liberal order that we all live in. Life expectancy has gone from 45 years to over 71 years around the world. Extreme poverty has plummeted despite the fact that we have billions more people than we had in 1945. More people have lived under democracies in recent years than any time in human history. Literacy rates are beyond, percentages beyond anything that they were in the past. And that we created together, the United States imagined and built a golden age for humanity during this period. There's never been a better time to be alive than this period. And what we have to recognize as Democrats is that we did that. Our party did that. We all did that together. We fought to not only launch this, but we fought to preserve it, to grow it, to extend it. Bill Clinton extended it after the Cold War to the rest of the world. And that our party has perhaps done more good for more people than any other political organization in all of human history. I know this sounds crazy, like, who is this guy, right? But it's true. And what's happened is that world that we imagined and built that's created this golden age in human history is under unprecedented threat right now. It's what Russia is doing in Ukraine. It's what Iran and Hamas and Hezbollah are doing in Israel. It's what is happening here with MAGA here in the United States. We're facing an unprecedented threat. And our party was called once before in the 1940s to rise up to defend freedom and democracy here and all around the world. And we've been called again. And what's so inspiring to me is that all of you are answering that call. That's what we're doing together. That our party has been the greatest champion of freedom in all of human history. And we now have to fight to make sure that this world that we imagined and built is there for our kids and our grandkids the way it's been here for us. And that's why we're here. And that's why you do the work. And that because we're being called by history and we simply have to win. So thanks everybody very much for the opportunity to be here with all of you. Stay in the fight, keep working hard. Let me know how I can help. Linda and Molly and Charlie, thank you for your friendship, your partnership, for your passion, your love of country. If we're guided by love of country over the next 7.5 months, we're going to kick their ass as we've been doing all across the country. So thanks everybody so much. I'm going to go eat dinner on Eastern time. And for those of you who are watching, I'm supposed to be on at 10:45 tonight. It always can get canceled, but if you're up on the East Coast, I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you, Simon. We'll be there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Take
Thank
care,
you so
everybody.
much, Simon, for everything. You have a nice